So you can see right here, this is my husband's lamp. You can, it looks great right there. So you might have to buy me one now. So I was trying to do a different mood for tonight. So welcome to Wind Down Wednesday. So today Wednesday night's going to be all about relaxation. And so I wanted to make, since it's our first time doing it, I wanted to make a few suggestions. First off, today you're going to need a block or two or a big firm pillow or something like that, just for comfort, really. And you might also want a blanket. And I wanted to suggest, if you want to keep doing this class and you really like it, consider just looking around your house and finding cool little pillows and props and things to make yourself really comfortable in this practice, because that's the whole point. We kind of get into somewhat uncomfortable poses and then find our way into comfort. So if you find little rolled pillows, these are little throw pillows, or anything like that. Bring them in and see where you can use them in this practice, because we'll be doing all sorts of different poses and it'll come in handy. The other thing I want to suggest is you don't want it too loud, but I will be putting music on. You guys won't be able to hear my music, but you can play music while during this class, because there'll be lots of quiet. So if you want to play something here, something soothing for the quiet times. I do that all the time when I take meditative yin and restorative classes. When I take them in here, they won't have music. I'll play my music, and I just find it helps me stay relaxed. So those are just a few of my suggestions. We're going to start out seated, and I'm going to sit on this blanket. The blanket is nice to help you tilt the hips forward more and get into your hips, because today we're going to be getting into the hips. Maybe digging right in. So put these blocks in front. Make the legs nice and wide, so you can go as wide as you comfortably can. You could have your heels off onto the carpet or whatever you want them to be on, or sideways on your mat. We're just going to be legs nice and wide, sitting up tall. And we're going to just roll your hips forward. Now, if your hips don't roll forward, bring your hands behind you and just sit up tall. If that feels pretty easy, we're just going to fold forward. And then come forward. You could use your blocks here. And just let the head hang down. And what you're doing here is letting gravity do the work. So as you relax into the inner thighs, you might find that you can go down a little bit more. Good. Breathe. I'm just going to turn off. So we're going to slowly come up and just change the pose just a little bit. We're going to bend into your left knee and just bring that foot to the inside of your straight leg. And then just the same as before, tilt the hips forward and let's fold it on forward. So you could bring these blocks in. You could even have blocks for your forehead. You want to just relax. We're going to stay nice and low. Just going to walk it over to the straight leg. We're just going to bring your arm over that leg. Let the head come down toward the knee. You could bring a block over that leg if you wanted to rest the head. But you don't have to. Or put the blocks on either side of the leg for support. And we're just trying to square those shoulders over that straight leg, softening the toes, softening the forehead. Now, being still takes a little bit of practice, takes a little bit of getting used to, but over time, you'll begin to really look forward to it. Just see where you can soften. Now we're just going to slowly come up. Set the blocks on either side of you. We're going to take this leg. You'll have two options with the straight leg. We can put it right in front of the other, like so. If your hips are a little more open and you would like to do a little bit more, you take that foot up and over the other leg. But this is perfectly fine. Putting it in front here is fine, or putting it up here. Now, if this knee is really high, you can put a block underneath it. You can set it on your foot or just set it on the mat and use it for support. Sit up nice and tall. Good. Sitting up nice and tall. And then let's relax forward into that fold. And then the blocks, you could have a block in front of you for your arms or your forehead. So do what feels comfortable. Letting the head really hang down, stretching through the back of the neck. And then slowly we're going to come up. Nice. Let's straighten into both legs. Oh, move those ankles. Maybe shake out the knees. Good. So if you have some limbs that fall asleep in yin or restorative, that's pretty normal, actually. So we're going to go as wide as you comfortably can. Bring the other foot to the inside of that straight leg. Good. Sitting up tall. And then we're going to fold. We come onto these blocks again. Or to the floor. So I found yin really transformed my flexibility. Because you learn to relax into the poses and it really gives you an opportunity to open. Really hanging that head. Walking on over to the straight leg, squaring the shoulders. You could bring blocks on either side of the leg. Relaxing, softening the toes, softening the forehead, softening the shoulders. And let's slowly come up. So we're going to take that straight leg and we're going to either put it right in front, like so, or bring it up and over. Listen to your hips. Sitting up tall, you could take your block underneath that knee for support. Sitting up nice and tall. Feel it out. Maybe you're going to fold it forward. Bring a block in for support or for your elbows. You can always adjust a pose a little here and there to make it more comfortable. And in yin, which is what we're doing today, you want to think about all the poses being about 80%. So you're not pushing to 100 because then you'd be straining and forcing. You want to be able to feel a stretch, maybe even a deep stretch, but still be able to relax. And I'm going to slowly come up. Nice and slow. Let's straighten into those legs. Move the feet, move the knees a little bit. Okay, so let's come onto the floor. So we're going to take your blanket. If you have a blanket, maybe make a little neck roll for yourself. Just we're going to learn to pamper ourselves in these classes. And take your blocks on either side of the mat just in case you want to use them. And then we're going to come on to the back. Good. So your knees can be bent for now. We're going to straighten into the left leg, hug the right knee in toward the chest for a squeeze. Wind relieving pose, a nice squeeze into the hip. And even though you're using the strength of your arms to hold the leg, you're still soft in the shoulders, soft in the face, relaxing. And let's just take that right knee across the body and over to the left. You could take one of your blocks and just put it under your knee if it doesn't reach the floor for a little added support. Let's come back to center. Bending into both knees. Let's hug your left knee in, right leg goes straight. Breathe. And we're just softening the shoulders. Just finding where you can let go of effort as much as you can. And then let's just twist that knee across the body. Maybe rest it on a block. Maybe not. One more deep breath here. Let's bring the legs up to center. Good, and let's hug both knees into the chest for just a moment. You can rock a little bit. Then bring both feet down to the mat. You could just straighten into both legs if you'd like to. But if you want to add a little bit to your final pose, you could bring your feet together and let the knees come out and then support the legs with your blocks or your whatever props you have. And you want the inner thighs to stretch just enough that you feel them, but not so much that your inner thighs are gripping. You want to still be able to relax. And then bring the arms out wide, palms face up. And just notice any tension that might be left in the body right now. And just see where you can soften a little bit more. Softening the shoulders, the stomach, the hips, the toes. The low back. And then feel the breath coming into the body and then coming out of the body. Do 3 more long, deep breaths. If your knees are straight, bend into the knees. And if your knees are apart, we're just going to gently start to bring them together. And we're going to move slowly, rolling on to one side of your body. And then pressing up to a seated position. Hands on the knees. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Namaste. Thank you, guys.